the starters for the visiting Golden State Warriors. At small forward, Andrew Wiggins. At the other forward position, Jonathan Kuminga. At shooting guard, Klay Thompson. At center, Draymond Green. At the other guard position, Stephen Curry. The head coach of the visiting team is Steve Kerr.
Introducing the starting five for your home team. Starting at center, standing 6'11", number 2, Josh Wendell. At power forward, standing 6'11", number 10, John Barry Smith. At the other forward, at 6'6", number 9, Dylan Brooks. At shooting guard, at 6'4", number 4, the other guard, at 6'0", number 5, Fred VanVleet.
Welcome, maybe the best day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you could be here with us. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brett Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. A chance now to check out the race for Rookie of the Year. Always exciting to see the promise of the youngsters. A season under the belts. Who took the league by storm? He's just not quite in the running at this point. And while he's had a pretty good season, it doesn't look like he'll be a contender.
And you can't give him anything but major credit for what he's been able to do here in his rookie season.
Well, he starts with the effort. He's really competed all year long. That's what the coaches have talked about. And obviously he has a few things to work on, but the future, it's a bright one.
So with Paul on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Out on the perimeter, Thompson and Wiggins. Kuminga out there with Green, and it's Curry in at the 1 spot. And for the Rockets, they've got Smith. Jalen Green is out there with Fred VanVleet. Then it's Brooks, and it's Landale in at the center. Oh, we get to see ranked 2 of the league's strongest backcourts tonight, and this is probably the kind of game that suits your taste. Am I right?
Oh, I love it. I love it, Kevin. This game is going to come down to guard play, but it's not just about the backcourt scoring. It's just as much about that strong perimeter defense.
Now here's Brooks, down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot from 20 feet away, and the jumper is on the mark. Green's got the first points up on the board here for Houston. Now Thompson. Outside Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
How many times have we seen this? You give Curry an inch, and that ball's gone.
VanVleet looking around. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Brooks outside. There's the triple, and the 3 ball is good.
Oh, spacing the floor. Brooks is comfortable shooting it from deep.
And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Warriors. It's a three-point game. I want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And the difference in that one, the efficiency from range. They really focused on getting good looks.
It looked like the directive in that game was that they wanted to attack, and all that work that they put in on the perimeter turned into a big night from deep.
Now Green, after the missed three from Stephen Curry. For three, Van Vliet. It's rebounded by Kuminga. Inside, Green. And Green slams it in.
Well, Clay is going to draw that kind of attention, and that's going to open up opportunity.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Green against Thompson. Van Vliet kicks to Green. Here's the three. The Warriors pull it in. Their last encounter was in San Francisco.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls and, of course, went on to win it.
No doubt that's what made the difference. The aggression they showed, attacking, drawing contact. It got them points at the line and made foul trouble a big concern on the other side.
Curry finds Thompson. Fires for three. That one's in. His first shot this game.
Offense clicking early here. 3 for 4 to start this one.
And so Green will bring it up for the Rockets. Trailing by 2.
And Brent, Steph Curry has so much love for this game. He's a true ambassador for the sport.
Well, with Steph, anything that he touches seems to turn to gold. I mean, he loves hoops no matter what it is. Supports the women's games. He's involved with youth athletics in the Bay Area and back home in Charlotte. And this guy just loves to see the sport grow as much as he has.
Houston shooting their first free throws of the night.
Jalen Green. That'll be 3 shots.
3 shots. 3 shots.
That free throw, no good.
And once the G League took it to another level, Green skipped college, became the #2 overall pick of the draft, and that's really changed the landscape.
And he sinks the second. And the new CBA challenging the top spending teams, Brent. That certainly affects the Warriors, doesn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, the roster is not getting any younger, but it is getting more expensive. So to sustain that kind of payroll, especially with the way the tax system is set up, it's something the Warriors are just going to have to deal with at some point and make some very critical decisions around what this roster is going to look like.
And he nails the third. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Green kicks to Kuminga. Passes it to Curry. From the stripe. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Curry's jumper just so pure, he can go up from just about anywhere on the floor and knock him down.
Green deciding where to go with it. Smith outside. Now the pass to Brooks. And here is Van Vliet. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks.
And you have to appreciate the confidence. Van Vliet wastes no time shooting the rock when he is in that groove.
And the Warriors with possession here. They trail by 1. Here's Wiggins. Boy, was he something else against Dallas. Green passes to Curry. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
The assist, Draymond.
Here's Brooks. Pass to Landale. Smith outside. Just 4 to shoot. Plays it up and banks it in.
And how about the body control from Smith Jr., not allowing the D to overwhelm him.
And so here is Golden State. Now here's Thompson. A 14-point game for him in the win against Dallas. Curry outside. Another miss by Curry. For Houston, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Here's Brooks. It's rebounded by Golden State.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
Now here's Thompson. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. From deep. And again for 3.
And his flame throwing continues. He's having a season for the ages.
And he's approaching the 4th most three-point makes in a season.
And that mark of 337 set by Steph Curry back in 2021.
Brooks with the bucket.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Now here's Curry. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Thompson. Back to Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists now in this one.
Oh, man, a hot start for him. He's hit 5 of his first 7.
Houston's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. They set the pick. Here's Van Vliet. And the layup's good off the glass. Van Vliet's got 5.
And unafraid to challenge the heart of this defense. Van Vliet's a strong finisher for his size.
Last outing for Houston, it was a loss to the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Passes to Kuminga. Outside Curry. Back to Kuminga. Takes the 3. Buries it from three-point range. You talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
Here's Landale. Hasn't made one yet. Down low. It's stolen by Green. And the pass to Thompson. To the middle. Here's Kuminga. And it's blocked. Out to Smith. Van Vliet outside. Pass to Smith. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. Houston needs to get a shot. Smith with the basket on the assist from Van Vliet.
And great find by Van Vliet. He's in control of this offense and generally makes good decisions.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for Golden State. Kuminga sends a screen for Curry. To the paint. It's stolen by Smith. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And the toughness of Brooks on display, not fearing contact when he's looking to score inside.
Believe it or not, the regular season is almost over, Greg. For teams that are out of the playoff picture, what's important now?
Well, I think, Kevin, first you need to self-evaluate. Check out your roster. Who do you keep? Who do you let go? And then once you figure that out, you start thinking about which guys to bring in.
The first one falls.
And there's a flexibility to Brooks's game. He can play a specific role for you, or he can be a high-usage guy. Really depends on what a team needs from night to night.
Houston making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. Paul's checked in for the Warriors. And both free throws good for Brooks.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Thompson outside. Brooks against Wiggins. He doesn't hit that one. Nice D from Brooks. Houston in the lead. It's rebounded by Paul. The Warriors have gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. Back to Thompson. Puts up a deep three. It's rebounded by Houston, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
Well, let's hope there isn't any carryover from that letdown in this one.
Now Green, after the missed three from Klay Thompson, moves back up. And Thompson with the nice bucket inside. And the Rockets lead by 4.
Timing and athleticism. That's how Thompson won himself the second opportunity.
Green dishes to Thompson. Fires it up. And the Warriors miss again.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Green against Paul. Thompson outside. Just his first attempt. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Warriors trail by 4. Pass to Paul. Passes it to Wiggins. Back to Paul. To the inside. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. Here's Green. That's tipped. Smith with it. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
Yeah, but there's always this point you got to look at where did he also impact the game. It was on the rebounding end of the floor. A tremendous performance there.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And Kuminga throws it down.
And Wiggins' game continues to evolve. You saw that right there. Good eye movement, found the shooter.
And here are the Rockets now, averaging less than 9 points a game for his career, but Draymond Green does everything else on the basketball court. Brent, I know you admire that.
Yeah, of course, the former defensive player of the year, a tremendous playmaker, but the biggest skill, Kevin, is his mouth. He is a great communicator out there to keep this team connected.
Here's Paul, following the score by Houston. Out to Thompson from outside the arc. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Thompson's got 6.
Just get the feeling that whenever Klay rises up, he's going to make it.
Houston's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. There's the pick. Green drives in, and he banks in the layup. He's got 6.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Who's going to miss first? Every time one team scores, the other team right back at you.
Warriors trail by 3. Outside, Green. He kicks to Thompson. And the Warriors tack on 2 more.
Well, that basket must be widening out right now, and he's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Here's Green. 26 points for him last game against Minnesota. 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Chris Paul picks up that one.
And we've seen some great scorers come into the league, but Green looks elite. Both the physical gifts and that fearless approach.
The Rockets shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Houston making some changes. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Jock Landale. Whitmore comes in for Smith. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Dylan Brooks. Different look here for the Warriors. Looney's checked in for Green. Saric comes in for Jonathan Kuminga. Payton, he's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. And it's Stephen Curry in for Thompson. And both free throws good for Green. If they time it right, they can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
Paul with the ball. Picked up by VanVleet. Paul right side, and there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
That's why Chris Paul is so special, is because he can just navigate around pick and rolls, find open areas, and there's just no defense for that.
Now here's Van Vliet. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And his big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Rockets lead by 4. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return.
The Warriors 28.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
Here's Paul. 14 points from him the last game against Dallas. So with Thompson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. They're going to go small with Paul and Curry as the guard pair. Then there's Payton. Then it's Kevon Looney. And it's Jackson Davis in at the 4 spot. Now Green after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. In the corner, it's Whitmore. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Steph Curry has changed the game, but he's going to be hard to emulate. Steve Kerr says he has maybe the best hand-eye coordination in the world. Coach is not bad in his own right as the career leader in three-point percentage, but in their free throw competition, Steve says he swishes everything. The guy's annoying. I can't beat him. Evan?
All right, David, thank you. And it's Paul with the ball for the Warriors. 6-point game. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Number 15, Huey Santos.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Paul passes to Payton. It's tipped.
And there's Whitmore, that 7-foot wingspan coming in handy.
Paul dishes to Payton. Can't hit from in close.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Basket counts.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Warriors trail by 8. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Here's Curry over Thompson. Curry kicks to Paul. Payton passes to Looney. 5 to shoot. Here's Paul. And it's Whitmore with the rebound.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Van Vliet passes to Thompson. Paul against Van Vliet. Launches from deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Van Vliet's got the lead up to 11 now for Houston. Paul looking around. Outside Curry. Will it go? Curry from 3.
Well, the moment that ball went through on the other end, you could see Steph wanting the ball back, and of course he did it. That's the answer.
Pass to Whitmore. Over Payton. And it's Whitmore missing. Warriors trail by 8. The pass to Santos. Shoots over Tate. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. Houston's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Green with a screen on Paul. Here's Van Vliet. Got it. Good job in the low post. Van Vliet's got 10 points. Here's Paul. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Pass to Looney. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Paul with the ball. Now Green defending.
And Looney's a guy you can rely on both ends of the floor.
Houston leading by 6. Thompson outside. Nice move. And it's good on the way in. He's got 8.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Paul passes to Looney. Back to Paul. That shot is no good, and he's 1 for 3 from the floor.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Tate kicks to Thompson. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for 1 more at the line.
And Thompson letting his athleticism take over there as he was bumped.
And often players want to discuss calls with the officials, but Craig, what was your approach with those conversations with referees?
Kevin, well, it depended on the conversation, but at the end of the day, you realize they've got a job to do just like you do, and you try to keep it as respectful as possible and yet still be able to get your point across.
Thompson no good on the free throw.
And Thompson is one of the best pure athletes to come into the league in quite some time. He's fast, and boy, can he fly.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Landale. He has yet to score. Van Vliet passes to Landale. Dishes to Thompson. Over Curry. Thompson with the bucket. And the Rockets lead by 12.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Ball against Van Vliet. On the money from 12 feet away. Paul's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And Chris Paul loves the mid-range looks. Such an important part of his game.
Van Vliet on the wing, defended by Paul. Now that one from Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 7 points for the quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Van Vliet against Paul. Pass to Looney. And Curry has it in the corner. Shot clock at 6. This one for 3. Landale grabs the miss.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Van Vliet. And Looney sends it back.
Looney's starting to play a little bit angry right now, and that's helping this defense be more aggressive.
Curry way outside. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
There's the pick. Thompson passes to Landale. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup. Landale's got the lead up to 14 now for Houston.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Green with a screen on Van Vliet. Bounce pass from Paul. Outside, Green. Ball against Van Vliet. Now here's Paul. He's guarded close. That's miss number 3 for him. Now 2 for 5 from the floor. Brooks outside. Over Looney. And the shot is long. Warriors trail by 14. Curry kicks to Paul. Back to Curry. The dish to Wiggins. Paul outside. Outside Curry. To end the drought. In for his 7th make in 14 tries.
And 2 more three-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
You know, we talk so much, Brent, about Steph Curry shooting. What about his leadership skills and what that means to the team?
There's no doubt the team feeds off of Steph's positive joy and energy and his commitment to the game. He wills them to victory night in and night out.
The feed to Green. Wiggins from outside. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. Green's got his 3rd assist on the night. And Houston calls their first timeout of the game. Making a change here. Green's checked in. Then for the Warriors, Kuminga's come in for Kevon Looney. And it's Thompson in for Stephen Curry. Houston leading by 8. And here's Thompson. He's got 12. Landale. Draymond Green pulls it in.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Now here's Thompson. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got 4 rebounds in this game. Kicks it to Green. Thompson left side. 5 on the clock. From about 19 feet. Warriors with the rebound. Al Paul. Pass to Green. Nice move. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, I think in his mind he knew the contact was coming, focused, stayed in control, and got it.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
And guys, I love the movement, doing a great job of just getting the ball on a string, creating some opportunities.
Well, I like that they've also emphasized the three-point line. They've trained a good number from beyond the arc this year.
Rockets leading by 5. Van Vliet sets the pick for Green. Van Vliet outside. Smith finds Van Vliet. 6 on the shot clock. Outside, Green. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
All right, here they are. Coming out of the court, your breakers. That's true.
Checked in for Thompson. And now we've got a chance to check out multiple seasons of assist numbers. And what has been the trend for Draymond Green?
The drop in his assists over the past few years have made him more of a one-dimensional player offensively. He needs to get that passing element back in his game, and that'll make life a lot more difficult for opposing defenses.
Warriors trail by 8. Here's Paul. Wiggins outside. Kuminga dishes to Paul. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, Chris Paul is not afraid of getting hit, whether it's him initiating it or anticipating it. Plays through that contact well.
When you look at Chris Paul, Brent, what sets him apart from other point guards?
Well, he's just such a master of not only the mid-range, but delivering passes and making sure that big guys are accountable for the role player that they're having to guard on every pick-and-roll possession he plays in. One of the things through the years that you respect about Chris Paul is that competitive fire, that competitive edge he brings to every game. He really does care only about winning.
Now here's Van Vliet. 12 points for him. That one falls.
Well, any possession that ends in a shot from that range after good player and ball movement, that's a good one.
Paul passes to Curry. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Van Vliet against Paul. Shoots over Van Vliet. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
When you guard CP3, you just can't allow him to do whatever he wants. He's just too good.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. First free throw is good. And both free throws good from Paul.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
Now here's Van Vliet, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. To the middle. Curry getting it done inside.
That's tough finish. Steph's not just a great shooter, but really great numbers through the years as being an elite finisher.
Here's Van Vliet. .104 left to play in the first half. And there's the drive. And it's Brooks in the corner. Smith kicks to Green. Beyond the arc. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Kuminga the pass to Green. Can't cash in from close range. Rockets leading by 3. The pass to Van Vliet. 29 seconds left now here in the second. An easy 2 points on the layup. Van Vliet's got 9 points in the quarter.
It's been all Van Vliet tonight. One of the best undrafted players in league history.
There's 21 seconds left in the first half. Curry looking around. Ball outside. Wiggins against Brooks. Over in the corner, Paul. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Paul's got 12 in the game. Guys, it's been all about Fred Van Vliet for Houston. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Draymond, of course, not unusual to see you going up against bigger players. So how do you take advantage of that offensively?
I mean, you just got to take advantage of mismatches. You know, most of the time there's a big guy on me. If not, there's usually somebody trying to switch off. You know, I just got to know when to pop and just take advantage of the mismatches.
You've done just that in the first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Glad you could join us. The story tonight for the Houston Rockets through 2 quarters, a tightly contested matchup.
When you look at the metrics, they've done a great job offensively, really focus on getting the most out of each possession. The execution has been sharp. I love how they're playing right now.
Hold on just a second. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that, Kenny. You saying when you look at the metrics? Yeah, right. And looking at the players of the month, here are the winners from each conference. In the East, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, the Greek Freak, always a great pick for this award because he's so consistent. Gives the team an anchor on both ends. He's always getting better, and his teammates love playing with him. Such a great guy.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Curry has been sensational.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
They've got Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks out there with Smith. Then it's Fred VanVleet, and it's Landale in at the 5. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Time now for an injury report. Now for an update on Klay Thompson's injury. Let's go to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Warriors' head athletic trainer, and this is an unfortunate injury, potentially devastating for them. This was a team that was struggling a bit, so losing him hurts extra. But they have to cope with the loss. Back to you.
Good information, David. He's certainly been on our minds. Now, at least, we have a little more clarity.
Yeah, now they have the information they need to take the best course of action.
Everybody wishing the best for him. We all know how badly he wants to be out there playing alongside his teammates and competing.
He misses the free throw.
Yeah, what really sets Draymond apart is that tenacity. I mean, he never stops fighting you. I mean, any second he's on the floor, he's competing and he's coming at you.
Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for Golden State. And he's good on the second. Now here's VanVleet. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Outside, Green. Just 5 to shoot. And the shot goes in. Green's got 13.
And what you just love about Green, a guard who works with or without the ball, can break you down in so many ways.
Outside, Green. Golden State moving it around. Kuminga finds Curry. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Wiggins has got his second bucket of the night.
When Wiggins is shooting it with confidence, man, he's a threat to put up some big numbers.
Brooks setting the pick for Green. Out to Smith. Fires from deep. Thompson with the rebound. The Warriors trailing. Pass to Curry. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. For the lead, the Rockets pull it in. Landale's got 5 rebounds tonight. VanVleet against Curry. VanVleet can't get it to go.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Inside. And Kuminga throws it down.
It feels like Steph doesn't even have to look. He just knows where his teammates are.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. And you think about Klay Thompson's career, Brent, an incredibly resilient player. Look at all he's overcome.
When you think about those injury cards dealt out to Klay, well, here's an ACL. Not only that, he gets the Achilles card. So he did it twice, and he continues to play at a high level.
And here is Curry following Fred VanVleet's three. Green dishes to Curry. Thompson outside from past the arc. Thompson with the three.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Curry against VanVleet. Tries the spin move. Passes it to Brooks. Back to VanVleet. The three. It's rebounded by Kuminga. The Warriors leading. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Pass to Wiggins. Back to Curry. Wiggins finds Curry. Shoots over VanVleet. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Houston. VanVleet outside. Out to Brooks. And there's the pass to Green. Lets the three fly. Landale.
Heads up play by Green, using the pick and roll to create space for his team.
Here's Curry. 19 points in the game. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
That one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
Houston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Green against Thompson. Lets it go from 11. Shots good by Green. And now a 3-point Rocket lead.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Thompson outside. Down low. Kuminga kicks to Thompson. Count it and the foul. Jabari Smith picks one up.
Superb job by Klay to draw the contact for the and-one opportunity. Great focus on the play.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Thompson at the line for one.
One shot.
Thompson never seems to get too rattled. A pretty even-keeled guy, and you can see that even when Klay's off the floor.
Houston's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. VanVleet outside. Smith surveying the D. Outside, Green. The three. Warriors with the rebound.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted.
Now, let's see some numbers here on Steph Curry. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. Third in free throw percentage, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And he possesses so much confidence when he's at the line. You mentioned his free throw accuracy, third best right now in the NBA, and he's earned it. And he can't get the first one. Thompson, he's checked in for Jock Landale. The Warriors also with a sub. Paul's checked in for Kuminga. He hits the second from the line.
Big trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
Paul against VanVleet. He dishes it to Brooks. Houston moving it around. Van Vliet against Paul. Van Vliet kicks to Thompson. And it's off from three-point range. Warriors have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Out to the right wing. Wiggins outside. Pass to Curry. They double-team Curry. Wiggins surveying the floor. Lets it go with the three. Drains the three-pointer. Wiggins has got the lead up to 4 now for the Warriors.
With athleticism never been a question for Andrew Wiggins. He just beat the good defense right there.
Green passes to Smith. Van Vliet on the wing. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Warriors leading by 4. Green dishes to Paul. Thompson outside. Over Thompson. And it's Thompson scoring on a gorgeous play. Thompson's got 8 points in the quarter.
And that's a shot Klay Thompson is very capable of making.
Van Vliet up top. Defended by Paul. Van Vliet against Paul. Van Vliet outside. The Rockets again can't hit.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
The three-pointer is right on target.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Timeout called for Rockets. Curry with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
For the Rockets. And we'll take a look here at a very skilled bunch of point guards at the stripe. Look at the numbers they've put up over the last 10 games. Second, Stephen Curry.
They are as reliable at the free throw line as you're going to find in this league. And that's something we've come to expect from the point guard position.
Well, you look back at the NBA's free throw percentage leaders over the years, and so many of them have played the point guard position, mostly because they do a great job of penetrating, getting into the lane, and consistently draw fouls. So the more you take, the more you make.
Here's Green, 15 points in the game. To stop the run, and the rebound goes to the Warriors. Green's got 8 rebounds in this game. Passes it to Paul. Here's the 3. And Curry the bucket on the assist by Paul. Paul's got 6 assists here tonight.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Now here's Green. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now.
Maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
Here's Curry, following the basket by Jalen Green. They double-team Curry. Thompson for three. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Houston trails by 13. Smith outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so Green will bring it up for the Warriors. Outside Curry. Wiggins against Smith. Paul passes to Green. Clock at 4. From deep three-point land. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Green against Paul. Green with the ball. He's got 17. Here's Thompson. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
Oh, selfless play right there from Green. He's all about getting it to the open man.
Now here's Paul. They lead by 11. To the paint. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
And for Houston, they're shooting so far very efficient all around, about 55%. Paul against Green. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Here's Whitmore. Covered by Wiggins. Green with the block.
You can see Draymond Green so fired up every time he has a chance to impact the game defensively.
And that rejection had some mustard on it. Huge, huge play.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Jeff Green is checked in for the Rockets. Jay Shante comes in for Brooks. .133 left to play in the third. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And the Rockets making a change here. Van Vliet's checked in. Looney's checked in for the Warriors. Warriors leading by 13. Paul outside. Over Green. And Paul gets it to go in. Paul's got 14 points for the game.
Just such great form. Chris Paul so very efficient from that spot on the floor.
Picked by Tate. Thompson with it. Now Green defending. It's stolen. Here's Podziemski. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And the Rockets with possession here. The Warriors making the shot. Green with a screen on Paul. Van Vliet passes to Green. And it's Looney with the rebound. Looney's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Paul.
And Chris Paul, when he gets into those tight spots, he becomes pretty smart in there.
The Warriors have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
At the line for the Warriors, Chris Paul, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Both shots good from the stripe. 29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Van Vliet against Paul. Here's Thompson. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And it goes on Draymond Green.
And with his movement skills, Thompson routinely catches defenders out of position.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And he makes the first. And so Thompson nails both of them. 20 seconds left to play here in the third. Thompson outside. Steps back and fires. Podziemski's shot is good. Podziemski's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, Thompson doesn't have the ball in his hands a lot.
He made it! He gets it to go!
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an incredible shot there. Just let it fly, take a chance, and somehow that one goes in.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Warriors ahead, leading by 17. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So with Thompson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. The post pair for him. It's Green and Looney. They're going to go small with Paul and Curry as the guard pair. And it's Payton in at the small forward. Green with a screen on Van Vliet. Paul against Van Vliet. Paul with the bucket.
Chris Paul still slippery on the inside when he gets close to the hoop. He'll find a way to score.
Inside, here's Whitmore. And Whitmore throws it down.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
Warriors leading by 15. Paul outside. The pass to Payton. And here is Green. Tate covering. And the whistle blows as the basket counts in a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
The three-pointers and how well they're able to shoot them. You wonder if they can keep it up, and boy, have they.
Well, looking at the stat sheet, I could just see here tonight sharing the basketball. The stat that comes up most is assists. So sometimes you have to look for your teammate. That makes things happen. They've done it.
Now, here's Thompson. Tate a screen on Curry. Here's Thompson. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Green's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Pass to Paul. Curry on the wing. The tray connects again from distance.
He's been hitting threes at a very high level, and we haven't seen many better from beyond.
That last triple ties him for the fourth most made in a single season.
Yeah, that's his 337th straight.
this year, tying him with Steph's 2021 season. Only Curry and Harden have hit more in a single season.
Thompson.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Paul. That one drops for him. Paul's got 20.
And I see that clock just winding itself back. Chris Paul filling it up offensively.
Houston trails by 20. And here is Van Vliet. Tate with the screen for Van Vliet. And a miss there on the triple. Green in the post. Working on Tate. And there's Green on the assist by Payton.
Now, Draymond's energy, guess what? It's here. It's in the game right now, and he's attacking.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Houston. Tate a screen on Paul. Van Vliet against Paul. Paul with the steal. Down low. Here's Green. Kept alive. Looney. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
The big round of applause for your FC.
Landale's checked in for Green. And the Warriors also making a change. Wiggins is checked in. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Now Van Vliet. Pass to Thompson. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, it's a tough call, but he has to be better in avoiding contact on that play. That's his 5th foul. And one more. It'll be hitting the showers.
Green, he's checked in for the Rockets. Now here's Paul. From 13, and another basket for Golden State.
Well, a master weaver, Chris Paul, through those screens and rolls and angles on the floor. His dribble moves are just incredible.
Green draws the double. Pass to Tate. And that time, also a missed shot. The Warriors have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the fourth. A tremendous offensive output. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. In the NBA, Brent, doing away with positions for the votes for all NBA teams. We could see some interesting all NBA teams now, though, with that in mind.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kevin, especially in a game that is dominated by wings and guards because of player movement and three-point shooting, but I love it. You're rewarding the guys who have had phenomenal seasons and are deserving of that kind of recognition.
First one falls for him. And Greg, one of the finer points of the new collective bargaining agreement, players in the G League Ignite or overseas no longer automatically entering the NBA draft when they turn 19.
Yeah, it makes sense. You think about players in college, they choose when to enter the draft. So only right to give pros that same amount of time.
And he can't hit the second. Hey, Greg, here we are watching Cam Whitmore. What impresses you most about his game?
Kevin, for me, I think it's his toughness. He's not afraid to get physical underneath the basket, and I really love how gritty he is on the D as well.
And it's the Warriors with the ball after the Rockets pick up 3. Golden State moving it around. Paul kicks to Wiggins. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 10 assists here tonight. So active.
What a response here from Wiggins, marching right back and answering with a triple.
Now, here's Thompson. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 with that basket.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Got to fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's Paul, following the score by Houston. Paul is doubled. Looney passes to Payton. Van Vliet against Paul. Outside for Curry. Good! Another from 3.
This is amazing. That moves him into 4th place alone on the list of most three-pointers in a season.
It's been fantastic to witness. A year like this doesn't happen often.
And the confidence he has, the confidence his coaches have in him, he's in the company of great shooters like Curry and Hart.
Clock at 2. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. It's rebounded by Payton.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Thompson surveying the floor. Van Vliet outside. Here's Tate. He gets that one. Tate's only got 5 points now this quarter. And it's Paul with the ball for Golden State. We've seen players criticized for skipping their media obligations after tough losses, Greg. How egregious is that in your opinion?
Well, you know, they say the true test of character is how you respond to when things aren't going your way. So for me, it's important to be accountable in those tough moments.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Green finds Thompson. With the shot. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And it's now 23 points from Amen Thompson.
This one has been all about Amen Thompson, a freakish athlete. When he gets rolling, there's just not much a defender can do.
Drills the three-pointer.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Houston's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Tate a screen on Paul. Here's Van Vliet. Warriors with the rebound.
Well, after an impressive first half, he's just not been able to get the room or get anything going here in the second.
There's the pass to Paul. Payton outside. Jacks up a 3. Sinks the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And so here is Houston. Pass to Green. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And the length of Green is a real issue for the D. His arms just go forever, which often results in a lot of shooting fouls for him.
Jeff Green.
And he knocks down the first one. And with some of the new rooting interest for fans, some concern about potential hostility for the players when great things don't go their way.
I mean, there's a lot riding on the outcome of games and stat lines, and that's something the league has to take seriously, making sure the players are protected because the emotions can run rampant.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Here's Pajemski, guarded by Green. Outside Curry. Lets it go from deep. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot three.
Watching Curry is an education on how to take advantage of whatever the defense is throwing your way.
Curry taking 3 shots.
3 shots. 3 shots.
That's good from Stephen Curry.
And more artwork from the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Curry making it look easy.
Smith checked in for Houston. Good on the second free throw. And he makes all 3. Greg is a guy that led the offense, a floor general. Do you think we're in the golden era of point guards?
Kevin, it's hard to say. I mean, the 80s had Magic and Isaiah. The 90s had Stockton and Peyton. The 2000s with Nash and Kidd. But this era is deep. You got Curry, Lillard, Doncic, Morant, and, of course, CP3 is still going.
Another miss by Houston.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
The offensive rebound. The shot by Sharch. No good. It's stolen by Sharch. Pass to Pajemski. He kicks it to Curry. They double-team Curry. Peyton passes to Sharch. Again, the miss by Sharch.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Now here's Van Vliet, defended by Looney. Landale pass to Brooks. Green left side. Gets that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
Putting his size to use. Green's got great length, and it helps him there inside.
Here's Pajemski, guarded by Green. Outside Curry. They double-team Curry. Here's Looney. And the rejection by Smith.
And staying connected to the shooter, Smith has elite defensive tools.
Now here's Green. He's covered closely. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Personal foul.
We love the fact that the NBA is constantly evolving. Greg, what have you thought of the recent schedule adjustments?
I think the league's done a great job cutting down on the back-to-backs. And also, I like these 2-game, like baseball-style series we've seen. Limiting travel helps big time.
2 shots. Last on the
first. Free throw drops for Green. Paul's checked in for the Warriors. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Paul's got 12 points in just the second half.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
Now, here's Green. Defense is right there, and it goes down 2 points.
When Green goes up for that mid-range jumper, he gets way up in the air, makes it very difficult to contest.
Here's Pajemski. Passes it to Šarić. Over Smith, and that's good off the glass that time. Šarić has got his first basket of the night.
Šarić, one of those guys with size and a combination of a deft touch, and in close, he's effective.
Now, here's Green. He's guarded closely. Greg, a lot more awareness in the league about the importance of mental health. Why is that so necessary?
I mean, Kevin, the level of stress now has really grown. These players are under this huge microscope that now often extends to their families. And this is such a highly competitive environment. It is far more than just a game.
And here is Paul, following the three from Jabari Smith. And that one drops.
Well, you play pick and roll offense, you've got the perfect point guard in Paul. That's a lot of P's.
We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. Van Vliet outside. To the middle. Here's Landale. Defended by Looney. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Golden State fall. In for the Warriors. Number 32, Trace Jackson-Davis.
And so Payton will bring it up for the Warriors.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Stephen Curry.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
And here is Paul, following Jalen Green's 3. Pass to Pajemski. Over Green. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Smith the pass to Van Vliet. Outside, Green. For the 3. And it's Looney with the rebound. Here's Paul. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure did. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge from the sideline for an interview with our player of the game. Hey, David.
Thanks very much, Stephen. I know you're a great shooter, but when you have it going like that tonight, what goes through your mind?
There's not much thought, to be honest. It's just shooting with confidence and living with the results. So there are a lot of tough shots, but it's ones that I practice all the time, and feel like when I take it, I'm expecting to make it. So it's nice to get on a little run the way the game started. For us to fight back and get this win, that was crazy.
Yeah, but you were the calm in the storm, man. Congrats on the win. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. As we leave you with our New Balance Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.